Hello, I am Dr. Sigarkanti. In this video, we define basis, dimension, and some of the results on basis and dimension. First, we go for the definition of a basis. Basis, let V be a vector space over F, and B is a subset of V, then B is called basis of V if number 1 B span V. This is the first condition, and the second condition is B is linearly independent. Okay, if these two conditions are satisfied, then you say that B is a basis for the vector space V. So V is a vector space over the some field F, and B is a subset of V. Then B is called the basis of V if B span V. That is, every vector, every element of V can be expressed as the linear combination of the elements of B. And second condition is B is linearly independent. Right? This is the definition of a basis. Okay. Now we prove a small result, one theorem. So here, by the definition of a basis, a subset B of vector space B is called a basis if these two conditions are satisfied. And there may be many such sets. Okay, that is here B1, B2, B3, B4. So these are all may be the basis for V. That is, all these sets span V, and if they are linearly independent, then all of them are basis. So that means here a vector space need not be having only one basis. There may be more than one basis. That is, many bases are there. Here we prove that any two bases of a vector space V have the same number of elements. Okay, the theorem is any two bases of a vector space V over F have same number of elements. Okay, so this is the theorem. To prove this theorem, we have proved one result, that is n vectors span V and R vectors are linearly independent, then n greater than or equal to R. This we have proved. If n vectors span V and R vectors are linearly independent, then n is greater than or equal to R. This already we have proved. Using this result, we show that any two bases have the same number of elements. So for that, what we do is we consider two bases, B1 and B2 are two bases. Say B1 consisting of m elements and B2 consisting of say n elements. Then we try to prove that m is equal to n. Okay. So here, let B1 is equal to say alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha m, and B2 is equal to beta 1, beta 2, beta 3 up to say beta n be two bases of a vector space V over F. Okay. Now here B1 is a basis, therefore B1 span V, and B2 is also a basis. Okay, B2 is also a basis. So B2 is, so here B1 span V, B1 is linearly independent. I will consider only this B1 span V, and B2 is also a basis. That means B2 is linearly independent and B2 span V. Here I will consider B2 is linearly independent. Okay. B2 span V, B2 is linearly independent, but I will consider only B2 is linearly independent. Here B1 span V, B1 is linearly independent. I will consider only B1 span V. So here B1 span V, B2 is linearly independent. Now here coming to this result here, n vector span V and R vectors are linearly independent, then n greater than or equal to R. That is the spanning set consisting of more elements than the independent set. So here B1 span V, B2 is linearly independent, therefore elements in B1 must be greater than or equal to elements in B2. That is, this implies what are the elements in B1? It is equal to M. M greater than or equal to N. I will take this as say 1. Now similarly, B2 is a basis, therefore B2 span V, B2 is linearly independent. So I will write B2 span V, and B1 also is a basis, therefore B1 span V, B1 is linearly independent. Here I will consider B1 is linearly independent. Again using this result, n vector span V, R vectors are linearly independent implies that n greater than or equal to R. So here B2 span V, B1 linearly independent, therefore number of elements in B2 must be greater than or equal to number of elements in B1. What are the number of elements in B2? It is nothing but I think n. We have taken n greater than or equal to number of elements in B1. Number of elements in B1 is m. I take this as say 2. So that is here. Now we can write from 1 and 2. From 1 and 2. What can we write here? So here we can write m greater than or equal to n greater than or equal to m. Therefore m is equal to n. From 1 and 2 we can write m is equal to n. So that is here. This shows that any two bases have the same number of elements. That is, given vector space V may be having many bases, B1, B2, B3, B4, many bases. But all those bases have the same number of elements. Okay, this is the result. Next we define dimension. Dimension. Definition of dimension. Dimension. Dimension is nothing but number of elements in basis is defined as the dimension, and already we have proved that any two bases have the same number of elements. Many bases are there, but all these bases have the same number of elements. That number of elements is defined as the dimension of that vector space. Okay, that is, dimension is defined as the number of elements, the number of elements, the number of elements in any basis of a vector space V over F is defined as the dimension of V over F, and is denoted by dim of V. Okay, this is the dimension. Number of elements in any basis is defined as the dimension of the vector space. Okay. Next, I will go to one theorem. Theorem is one more theorem, and here we call this as the, if the dimension of basis is equal to n, we say that it is n dimensional vector space. Only one dimensional, two dimensional. If this has three vectors, then we say that it is a three dimensional vector space. And the three dimensional vector space is denoted by V3R, V suffix 3R, okay, and n dimension VNR, right? So one theorem, in an n dimensional vector space V or F, number one, any n plus 1 vectors are linearly dependent. This is one. Second one, no set of n minus 1 vectors can span V. Okay, these two things we have to prove. What is given here? In an n-dimensional vector space V over F, any n plus 1 vectors are linearly dependent, and no set of n minus 1 vectors can span V. So we have to consider a vector space V, and we have to consider its dimension is equal to n. So if its dimension is equal to n, means any basis of V consisting of exactly n elements, then we have to prove these two things. Okay, so let me consider, I'll go to next page. So here, let dimension of V is equal to say n, and let B is equal to say alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha n be a basis of the vector space V. Okay, this is the basis, means this must consisting of n elements. Number one, what I have to prove? Any n plus vectors are linearly dependent. So consider a set consisting of n plus 1 vectors and show that it is linearly dependent. So let me consider, let say A is equal to beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, beta n plus 1. Okay. This is a set consisting of n plus 1 vectors. I have to show that this set is linearly dependent. So that is here we have to prove A is linearly dependent. Okay, I have to prove that A is linearly dependent. Now here we use the contradiction method. If possible, A is linearly independent. So if possible, A is linearly independent, right? So that is, here we have B span, B is a basis, means B span B, and B is linearly independent. Okay, and here we have assuming that A is linearly independent. So here B is a basis implies B span V, and B span V, B span V, and what is A here? A is linearly independent. A is linearly independent. So that is here again we use one of the result. N vector span V, R vectors are linearly independent, then N greater than or equal to R. B span V, A is linearly independent. Therefore, number of elements in B must be greater than or equal to number of elements in A. So that is this implies number of elements in B. How many elements are there in B? In B we have N elements are there. That is N greater than or equal to number of elements in A. How many elements are there in A? This is equal to N plus 1. Is this true? No. This is a contradiction. This is a contradiction. I am getting this contradiction because of this assumption. If possible, A is linearly independent is wrong. Therefore, A must be linearly dependent. That is, this implies A is linearly dependent. This is result number 1. Next, I will go to result number 2. What is result number 2? Result number 2 is no set of n minus 1 vectors can span V. Okay, that we have to prove. So here again we have B equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha n is a basis we have considered. Right? This is a basis. And let me consider a set consisting of n minus 1 vectors. Let say A is equal to beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, beta n minus 1. We have to prove that A cannot span V. That is, no set of n minus 1 vectors can span V means A, we have to prove that A cannot span V. We have to show that A cannot span V. Okay. To prove that this A cannot span V, we assume its negation. That is, we go for the contradiction method. That is, if possible, A span V. I will consider if possible, A span V. Okay. So that is here A span V, and what is B? B is the basis here. B is the basis means B span V, B is linearly independent. I will consider B is linearly independent. And we know that again n vector span V, R vectors are linearly independent, then n greater than or equal to R. So here A span V, V is linearly independent means number of elements in A must be greater than or A span V. A, how many elements are there? Okay, n minus 1. A span V, V is linearly independent. That is, number of elements in A must be greater than or equal to number of elements in B. How many elements are there in A? In A we have n minus 1. So that is, this implies n minus 1 greater than or equal to number of elements in B. How many elements are there in B? That is n. Is this true? No. This is a contradiction. Is a contradiction. Okay. This is a contradiction. So that means why we are getting this contradiction? Because of this assumption A span B is wrong. So that is here A cannot span B. So that is, this implies A cannot span B. Okay, this is the result. Okay, thank you. I will stop here.